Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome to another podcast, y'all. Let us agree to disagree. Topics of discussion. Let us agree to disagree. Topics of discussion. There are a few things I've been writing down, and let's get to them. As I always say, y'all, we need to start discussing this stuff, y'all. We need to start talking about it. There needs to be a discussion so there can be some figuring out of what we're going to do, because looking kind of bad, ain't it? Let me do this first to make sure that, we're going to be on the same page. Some of you may not. You may be getting ready to leave. 2025 is nothing but propaganda and trying to have us panicking. Now, I'm not going to panic if you're already attacking and doing the things that you have written in this, 900 and some page or 93 page, whatever the case may be. You're already doing it and everything's still going on. So when we start messing with this common sense, y'all, guess what's going to happen? We're going to really get a better understanding. When we start messing with this common sense, we're going to really start getting a better understanding. Because, see, what it is a lot of what we're doing is indoctrination. We've been living by the laws of these dead people for so long that we thinking that this is what works. If it hasn't worked yet, it's not going to start now. Okay? Supreme Court decision on the insurrection. The Supreme Court decision on the insurrection. Which did what? Right. Gave Trump leeway to get back into, you understand what I'm saying? Still a felon, but gives him leeway to get back into the White House. My common sense, I'm hitting on my common sense. I'm not even sitting here, being in doubt. If something happens, it happens. I'll be surprised. But right now, he's been given the red carpet right back in. Now, I probably gonna have to jump around. I'm trying not to, but the situation with his, with the president's, cognitive skills right now. I mean, I don't have my vote. Even if I was, I wouldn't vote for him. My common sense does not tell me that a man that is losing, you understand what I'm saying? He's losing. Yeah, God, he's almost 90 years old. He has no business trying to be the president. And you can hear the way he's talking. He can barely remember anything. And even when he came to North Carolina trying to act like, no, it was the same thing. I know how to tell the truth. Politicians don't tell the truth. They're liars. Whether it be the president or not. We still talking about politics, ain't we, y'all? Come on now. What did he give you? He gave you Kamala and Ketanji. And that did what for you? But he kept his word, huh? The Supreme Court is majority Republican. So y'all better stop just sitting. What I'm hearing a lot now, y'all, is this. There's nothing I can do about it anyway. So I'm just going to just keep going. Go ahead and just let it happen. Remember what I've always said to y'all? We put our money together, we'd be all right. But I guess we're just not there yet. We're just not there yet. But you better get there soon, because they're really going to start making the ones like myself that's been getting some pretty good overtime. They're going to start making us go to 40, and it's not going to work. Maybe that's what it's going to take for y'all to start putting your money with your neighbor and start putting your money together and stop doing all these tithes and offerings and start doing some tithes and offerings into your life so your family can eat. Because guess what, y'all? They are coming and they are knocking. Even on my job, they said when we build a new building that we were dealing with an old building right now. When we get that new building, he said it's called the Intercontinental Shift. And when they do that shift, guess what happens, y'all? 40 hours a week, that's it. And I don't care what you make, 40 ain't gonna do it. But instead of starting now and building now, everybody's going to get hit and say, okay, now I'm ready. Come on, Elder Kirk. Let's get this together now. When it should be happening right now, today, the next maybe 15, 20 minutes. But instead, we're going to wait till the very last second. You got to get this thing at least 2, 3, 4 years to build. Who wants to change their mind? Who wants to live better? You're not going to do it by yourself. And you always hear me say this, everybody can't go. I'm jumping ahead of myself. There's a lot of Mark Robinsons amongst us, but guess what? Y'all friends with him and don't even know it. I'm jumping ahead of myself. The Supreme Court decision, that was, his red carpet. And what I always want us to do here, y'all, is not be conspiracy theorists, but use our common sense. See, that's why, like I told y'all before, the church tells us we can't mix faith and common sense. Why? Because common sense will tell you that don't make no sense. Don't you do that. That's why the church tells you don't mix it. Don't do it. Even your most prolific. We can get into a whole conversation with all of these pastors getting exposed and all this other stuff. They might be getting exposed. They've been doing it. It's money. It's no different in a church than it is in government. Y'all haven't seen that yet? Okay. Now let's get to the meat of the matter right here. This is what got me. And I really would love to discuss this right here, especially with some Bible thumpers and, I really want to talk to them because I know they flipped and tripped and caught the Holy Ghost. Oklahoma is now teaching the Bible in schools from 5th to 12th grade. From 5th to 12th grade, they will now, in the state of Oklahoma, teach the children. So if it's starting there, they're knocking on your doors, everybody. They're knocking on your doors. Now, my personal belief, and that's just me, and mine are grown, so, I can't tell nobody, I would rather not have my children messing with that. Going to a church, read your Bible, okay. But going to the church, no. Not at all. Why? Because from 1980 to 2014, I was indoctrinated. And then there's nothing you're not going to tell me, but I have to let you be an adult and make your own decisions. But time wasted is time wasted that you do not get back. And like I said, when you hear me say the things that I say, pastors here heard me before. I say, come one, come all. But I've already exposed the things that they use to try to discredit. So you don't have anything. They don't have anything. Y'all, I say this. Parents, start teaching your children. And I'm talking about those that are still in school. Parents, start teaching your children. Instead of it being the school's, job now, how about the church that you go to? How about they start teaching money? How about they start teaching common sense instead of faith? How about they, because that's where a good piece of your money is going, right? Let's be honest. Parents and church need to start teaching these children reality. But instead, there's a friend named Jesus. And now, when those children in Oklahoma start getting the Bible taught to them, the one thing that has not been, discussed, I'm sure, is some of them teachers are going to be Catholic. Some of them teachers are going to be Baptist and Methodist and Seventh-day Adventist. Do you understand the confusion? But in the end result, indoctrinated. Oh, the Pope and Rothschilds. Let me move on. I would love to talk about this because we have so many angles to come at this with. And at the end of the day, it's going to be those children are going to be indoctrinated. If y'all would go back to a couple of podcasts back, remember I said, y'all, when I said the math ain't mathing, I told you the church is made to make sure that we stay quiet, that we don't fight government, that we don't disagree with government. We can, but we need to shut our mouths. We just need to jump up, walk up and down the street holding, a wooden stick and saying, what's one of them? We want justice. When do we want it now? We want justice. When do we want it now? And you still ain't got it. And we might as well be real with it, well over 400 years. Been fighting, y'all. Been fighting. We've been fighting for so long, we don't even know what it is to win. And guess what? We can keep fighting. Worst part, we fighting each other, but we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. And then what happens? Then we're gone. But we left to fight for them to keep fighting. And then what happens? They do the same thing. Something changes somewhere, y'all. Something changes somewhere. And this 53-year-old, soon to be 54, is not going to tell you how to go along to get along. I need you to think differently, especially to tell these young kids. Oh, they don't listen. That's because we saying the same old stuff. Same old stuff. And they want something new. They don't want to keep hearing this. You need to go to church and give God the praise. Then when they say something crazy to you that makes sense, oh, blasphemy, blasphemy. Nothing's changing. We getting worse than the old guys that's holding, these laws by these dead guys and holding everybody hostage. Won't change no laws except when it's good for them. Y'all, let me tell you something. Oklahoma teaching them kids is not good, but it's what it is now. And it's up to the parents in the state of Oklahoma to fight against that. We won't fight. We so dependent on them, we won't fight. And the only way to not depend on them is to depend on us. If we depend on us, we'd be all right. But we won't do it because they've done an excellent job of making sure that we fight each other. Oklahoma teaching the Bible is not good. Any state teaching the Bible is not good. You disagree, please, let's talk. We already talked about that debate with the debacle, the joke. It's pitiful. And then now he's running around, trying to make y'all believe, oh, I'm good. He's going to keep stuttering. Old age, y'all, is old age. I don't care how much you believe in politics. I don't care how much his family is behind him. Common sense says sit your butt down. Common sense. But we keep getting into these old things, these old proverbs and this old thing. I'm going to still keep going and I'm going to still keep going. Man, like he about to start shaking. And I remember when, not the Pope now, one of the popes, he wasn't doing nothing but shaking. He was old. This man gonna start shaking. Eventually, they ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all sitting here, he gonna beat Trump. Common sense says what, y'all? Trump is the crisper of the two. And I don't even want that. But he's the crisper of the two, even though he's a liar. He's crisp. And he's had a couple of them. He's no spring chicken. Don't get me wrong. But right now, this is what they're giving y'all. So don't you have to choose somebody? Don't you have to choose what they're giving you? I don't look at the debate. I'm just seeing these shorts and all this other stuff. So, I don't deal with that. I want y'all to sound the alarm. The math ain't mathing. Sound the alarm. The math ain't mathing. There's too much going on and it does not make sense. I appreciate the people that would love to give the propaganda and sit there and say, oh, well, they said this and this. And then when I say do your research and find out, you will be completely surprised. I offer you this. Anybody that may say, Elder Kirk, you're the problem. You're the problem. You're the reason. You're the reason. I don't know. It can't be. They've made $1 billion off my back in surplus. So are you sure I'm the problem? Because like I said, I've been here since 99. And if they got $1 billion, I think it's since I've been here till now, state, federal, and everything else they raping me with. Medicare, my rent, gas. Are you sure I'm the problem? Because you're not going to be saying that to me. So I'll tell you this. Show me where voting works for the working man, not the rich man, the working man. Bullshit and propaganda will not be allowed, and I will be using common sense in our discussion. You will not hit me with propaganda. You will not hit me with the Bible. We will use common sense. Now, I've been around a while. And like I said, you're not going to be able to use propaganda with me. I am open. Please show me how it works for me, the working man. Now, people in business, I understand. These Hollywood stars, I understand. I'm not even going, I don't even, that's an agreement between them. That's out of my price range. I don't know anything about that. God bless their heart and all their parts. But I need somebody to show me where it's working for the working man. And I'll do it. I'm still registered. I voted in the last one. Like I told you before, I just didn't vote for Biden or Trump. But you got to understand something, y'all. If you don't follow them, guess what? You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what's really happening. That's why you put the sticker on, because you don't follow them anymore. You just complain when you hear something. If you would follow them, you would learn about agendas. They'll tell you anything to get in. And I love to use that fake Obama Warnock. He's a pastor. And he's a liar too. Conflict of interest, anyone? A pastor and a liar. I guess what? Wait a minute. Rapper said one time, it was Absol. They did, it was Kendrick Lamar and his squad. And the guy said, freelance for God, but do the work of Satan, whatever works. Freelance for God, but do the work of Satan, whatever works. Bars. We're not using our common sense, y'all. They are telling us right to our face, and we're still saying, we're still pushing ahead. They have my best interest at heart. You have your best interest at heart. You do what needs to be done. So what needs to be done is our money put together so we can live better. But no. Too much indoctrination. They have us dependent on them. They made us believe all of these years that they've been doing good for us. Have you seen it yet? And what is the guy doing in New York, the mayor? Getting ready to mess with the food banks? I think it's everywhere. But I just heard in New York. Mess with the food banks. The one thing, and I knew, you remember, y'all, when Trump first went in, what's the first thing he went after? Meals on Wheels. How do you, my God, you a senior citizen, went after Meals on Wheels. And guess what? Meals on Wheels are still going. So how is it that independent people says, fool, break yourself? And they still having Meals on Wheels and it has nothing to do with government. And we won't even take care of ourselves. But thank God we're taking care of them senior citizens and making sure that the ones that can't feed themselves or take care of themselves, they got together and keeping it going. And I don't see no commercial saying, help give us donations. Huh? Is that what we need, y'all? Do we need to make that? Is that a good plan? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't have the answers. I want answers too. I want to hear from people. You want to keep living like this in fear? That's all 2025 is, to make sure that you're scared. Project 2025. My wife told me, Crockett, what old Crockett did. I told y'all I talk junk because she's nothing but another Maxine Waters. She's going to give you a filled, entertaining, words and speeches, but she will do nothing. She won't do nothing. She will do the law of old dead men. And we're sitting here still thinking that there's light at the end of that tunnel. There ain't been no light at the end of that tunnel since the cartoons when Bugs Bunny and all those other ones was doing it back in the day. To get you to believe. That's a whole nother conversation right there. We talked about that a little bit when I had what I thought was going to be one of my last podcasts on Spreaker, but I can't let it go. Y'all, when we gonna change this? Yeah, you talking, Kirk, you talking. That's all I can do because guess what? Y'all need a $50 million man to come to you, talk to you, sit down, and y'all get it together and do something so they can give you some of that wisdom about that money. Huh? Y'all see that clip? Master P was talking to the group of people and he was talking about the patty pies and how much money they're getting and how much money she's getting. Now, I was sitting there and I was like, well, there's not a lot of people in there, but he had to be paid for them to come then. I'm going to work on that, but that's a problem that we have. We're looking up to them people and they not even messing with us, y'all. I was talking to my wife the other day and I said, when the Obamas had that birthday party, everybody that was at that thing was nothing but stars. Nothing but stars. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe 10, 15 years from now, regular folk was somewhere else. But everywhere that I saw when the Obamas had that, little soiree, it was what? It was Erykah Badu, her, everybody that was somebody was there. And I'm like, where the regular people? Where's everybody at? The people that put him when he was president. Y'all, our common sense got to start kicking in. It's not hate. Our common sense just got to start kicking in. When somebody's not really doing anything for you, are you really supposed to be putting everything into them and they're not doing anything for you? Just think about a relationship, Is that really what you're supposed to do? Give it all to them and they give you nothing but the most minimal? We're going to have to go live, y'all. I might have to do a Facebook. I think we're going to have us a little talk, but not nothing serious. That'll have to be in private, but I need to hear y'all's opinions on this. I really do. Because we can't just keep sitting here and then the only thing us 50-some-year-olds is just waiting to die. Don't want to change nothing. Don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to anybody that established because they're either going to say something smart or they're going to come in with their own ideas. We need to think where we are. We're always thinking bigger. We're always thinking, what I used to hear? Oh, get yourself in the position the way you want to be. Hang around people that are where you want to be. And they don't really want you around them because they're going to say, you're trying to take my position. Talk to me now. I was looking at a clip that my wife, she played a few times over when Candace Owens was on Old Boys podcast, Joe Budden. And Candace Owens said, I know you can do better. That's not the answer. I need y'all to understand something. Please stay with me. I'm going to explain this the best way that I can. When we talk aggressive and talk down, we're really thinking that we're talking them up, but really you're talking them down and you're breaking them down, but you're trying to make them believe at the end of the day, hey, you can do better. I know you can do better. I know it's in you. Everything ain't basketball. Everything ain't football. Everybody ain't a coach. We screwed up, y'all. See, that kind of stuff right there, I know you can do better. That's OCD. That's to your standard. Not what the standard is. You need an example? Let me help you. Have you ever seen the bar rescue thing? I just see the commercials. I saw enough of them. I didn't like them. Soon as this man comes in, these people either don't know how, they're not doing good. The bar is dirty. They're doing this, they're doing that, stuff is wrong. The wine thing, it's bad. The person behind the counter is drinking, and giving out drinks and all this other kind of stuff. And they yell at them and talk to them like there's nobody's business. Tell me, am I lying? And then at the end, what did he say to him? I know you had it in you. I had to push you. I had to get you. They cried, broken, this and that. But you coming in, first thing, yelling at them, calling them pitiful, everything but a child of God. See, that's that crap you can do better. And we look at so much damn TV that guess what, y'all? We think that's normal. No, that's not normal. It's not. There's a time you're supposed to know who to do that with, and then you're supposed to know who not to do that with. You don't do that with everybody. You just don't. I don't like to hear that you can do better. I don't like that. Because then when you hear that, don't you let them raise their voice. Don't you let them talk to you like that, because that's what they showed us on TV. And we're thinking that that's normal. I'm going to begin to go with common sense. So I hope that was a good explanation for you to understand that you can do better. Don't come over here with that. You're going to get disrespected to the fullest. And I want you to feel every piece of it. People, we've been looking at these damn TVs too damn long, and we're thinking that this crap works. And then we talk about mental health. Like I told you before, the church has a lot to do with the black community's mental health situation. Prove me wrong. Now, I know a lot of people will agree with me, but you're scared to say anything. You think you're going to go to hell. You got to go to church next Sunday, I guess, or and you say something, and then they're gonna say something, and then oh no, I should have never. Fear, so much fear. Something else, and then I'm going to move on. I was talking to my daughter about something. I said, that I talked to my wife about this too. And like I said, y'all, this is just me. I said, do you notice on the TVs, when you look at these shows, using one of my wife's favorites, Bones. And I like cop shows like, Criminal Minds, L.A. Law, Death in Paradise. I love those, man. I love those. Gets me thinking. I be trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I said, my thing is, I told my wife, I said, there's one thing that people don't notice. Do you notice that when they are on these shows and they have this sexual tension, but that sexual tension lasts for like 3 to 5 years before eventually into season so much or whatever. Oh, they finally got together. And then people put that into their lives, like I was saying before with Love and Hip Hop. Because you keep looking at that and you don't have it blocks to where you are to the point of, you know what? I like them. Let me tell them I like them. Nope. You've been looking at all these shows and they keep this tension going on for so many years. And then somebody comes in and then you say, what in the world? Because you did the show instead of doing reality. Y'all probably like, why you a conspiracy theorist? Go ahead and look at the shows you've been looking at. Some people don't do that. Some people do. That's why they're still alone. They want to keep the tension going on for about 3-4 more years, and then, y'all, this TV, this church stuff, it's got us messed up, y'all. UNC Asheville. I was looking at, they had, little section on there, and they were talking about, they were cutting some things out of the program. And everything that they were cutting out of the program was things to help you grow mentally. They were getting rid of philosophical classes. They were getting rid of arts. They were getting rid of a lot of things that had to do, theater. They were getting rid of a lot of things that would help your artistic growth, which does what? Helps you as a human being, your expression. Y'all, they want indoctrination. And you know what? The majority of this country is giving it to them. Oh, we need money for this or we need money for that. So we have to cut that out and all of this other stuff when they used the protests, the Pakistan protests. We need more campus police. We're going to get rid of DEI, DEY, and all these other, whatever they call that, programs for, affirmative action. We need to get rid of a whole lot of that stuff and everything. And there's been no Pakistan protests as of late, have they? So that little bit of time down the line, when we begin to deal with our common sense, they can't just keep saying stuff to us, man. They just can't, but they do. Mark Robinson. I don't like his sorry campaign. It reminds me of Clarence Thomas. He's trying to take a black man's approach, but he don't talk like one. If you listen to the commercial, the line commercial that he has up, because y'all know all the commercials are, lies, right? I know all of the news outlets have said it in every state that they know that these campaigns are lies, but they still have to show them. And He said, I know people that have been living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm not going to forget where I came from. Now, do you understand that he said that, letting you know I'm not coming with a solution for you living paycheck to paycheck. I'm just not going to forget where I came from. He's coming in on the Republican agenda. He's not coming in with doing what he's supposed to do for the state of North Carolina. He's coming in going to do what the Republicans want him to do. And do you know a lot of people, since he's a Trump supporter, are backing him, black and white? You know he's going to win North Carolina, right? Whoever Stein is, I don't know who Stein is, or, anything Republican, trash. But it's just messed up that, And what really caught me, y'all, what really threw me off, and I think I said this to y'all before. I said it was two people that I work with said, I like him. I want him to win. Out of everything that comes out of his mouth. So guess what? They don't like me too much. That's okay. I don't like you too much either, because now you know, because I talk my talk. And if you want to, come get it. But when they said, I want him to win, I was like, oh, okay. Because I always say, I can't say nothing because I'm share this on Facebook. I talk my talk. I run my mouth. I talk that talk, Jack. So they know where I'm at with it. And I said this in front of them. Like I said, everybody that listen to what he's saying and don't have no problem with it, they feel the same way he feels about black women and about black people. That's why. Talk to me now. I said this to y'all some time ago in one of these podcasts, and I would love you to go back. Why do we love our enemies so much? Ask yourself that question. Why do I love my enemy so much? Why do I sympathize with my enemy? Why do I watch my enemy's every move? Why do I keep, is that why? What is it, y'all? What is it? Stupid street knowledge? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, huh? How's that working out for you so far? Because they keep flipping the script. They keep screwing you. Then you don't even see it coming. So how close are you really keeping your enemy, huh? There was something that got me, man, and it really hurt me. Cut me like a knife. And I saw a clip from R&B singer Kalani, and Kalani said that when it comes to decentering men, she goes hard with that. She, you know what I'm saying? And to sum it up, she's like, I'm not second. They're not the main character. I'm the main character. You know what I'm saying? I think they've taken it from what they were saying. They've taken it a little further than that. But since she's a lesbian, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, I'm not going to, no man is not the center. So she's pro-woman. And with, pro-woman, man isn't anything. He doesn't exist. He's not important. You know what I'm saying? And she's hard on that. And I was like, man, that cut me, because I remember something when she was continuously trying to kill herself. I was, concerned, like, man, wow, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Something's going on. Something's not being said. Something's not, and then when she came out with the honey, I said, well, I guess she's free now. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then it's not like I know her personally and she's like, or anything like that. I said, but you got to understand, when we came up, and this is wisdom, we knew them lesbians that didn't like men. It wasn't no Sharon and all that other stuff and all that other, stuff they got going on there. Those lesbians were like, I hate a man. And I think that's where we're getting back to now. You get back to them ones that's acting like men but don't like no men. And then you got the ones that's hanging out with the fellas and the fellas treating them like men and they still women. I'm not doing that. You're not hanging out. What's up, dog? What's up, homie? Nah. I ain't doing all that. But, you know, I understand, you know, she's saying there's a lesbian or whatever. And, you know, I mean, to me, I don't get it because if she's pro-woman, she's lesbian, she's not decentering, you know, a man. There's no man in her life trying to be the main character in her life. So, you know, unless, you know, record label or whatever, you know, she's in the business. So, yeah. But it's a movement now. And if that's what you're going to do, that's what you do. But a lot of stuff let me tell you, I hear all this mess and I'm just like, man, the key to it is don't participate. When you don't participate, guess what? You in the clear. I don't want to hear nothing, no passport, bro. I don't hear this drizzle crap. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't know nothing about none of that. I got to go to work. I got bills to pay. I don't have time for this stupid stuff. Grown man business. Playing around and messing around with all these new words and all this other stuff, man. No, there's no time for that. I'm thinking my thoughts is unity. My thoughts are this. I need your help just like you need mine. I don't need everybody's help. If you ain't no good, there's no friends. There's no, you know, for me, love my family. There's nobody. There's only a few people I mess with. There's no 30 or 40. I'm still Dwight. Been this way a long time. Everybody can't go. Y'all, we got to think about unity. Now, I said what I'm not going to do. I don't know about you. If you are panicking and you are scared, man, it is the summer of 2024. You have time to where you won't even have to worry about whatever they're trying to do in 2025. Now, if you haven't been looking at that, y'all, I want you to understand and look on these YouTubes because they will definitely do a quick summary for you. But I'm not going to sit here scared and in fear. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. I've been through Reaganomics. I've been through everything else. I'm still here. So I'm not going to do this fear stuff. I'm going to maneuver. I'm going to stick and move. Bring it. I've been here this long. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody, we got some stuff to talk about. And I'm not talking about on social media. I'm talking about in private. I'm talking about to where we are taking care of ourselves. Thank you for joining me. And remember, y'all, the math ain't mathing.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches.